Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. I'm really happy to be here with you today. So make sure that you're familiar with my legal disclaimer. It's in the description box below. But in my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled, be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. Today I'm just going to jump right in. But yeah, all of my legal disclaimer is in my description box. But we're going to do just an empathic. I was picking up on a lot of empathic energy in the collective that's being passed around at this time. So I wanted to just do a little bit of a deep dive with the Empath's Oracle. If you guys like these cards, you may want to consider getting this deck. Very beautiful cards, the front, gorgeous picture. And then they have great explanations. Okay. So let's see what comes forward for you guys. 13, my favorite number, transforming empathic absorptions. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, you guys are collectively picking up on a lot of energy at this time. And so, yeah, we're going to look at transforming empathic absorptions. There it is. Okay. So the essential themes for this card, converting empath emotions into positive expression, learning how to external emotional energy enters the body, trusting in the ability to project energy instead of only receive. The picture illustrates the multitude of influences and impressions we take in and send out at the same time. There is something of a cyclical energy present in the painting, indicating that nothing is permanent. We all hold the power of self-liberation and emotional transformation. Pulling this card is a reminder that you are not a victim of circumstance. Instead, you are a special soul, absolutely, who has the capacity to emotionally transform that which enters your sphere. Have you noticed that your mood at any given time actually influences the emotions of other people around you? This is because individuals with high levels of empathy tend to rub off on those around them. This makes empathy not only absorptive, but also projective. Okay, because we are strong empaths, people actually empath emotions from us in return, even if they don't know it. So they're actually picking up on our empathic emotions, even if they don't know it. During times of anxiety and panic, we must come back to center. We can feel the emotions that we've absorbed or that we are experiencing from within, but can actively transform them, even if we seem totally swept away at that moment. This is especially relevant when encountering any sort of conflict with any other individual. When we choose to conduct that emotional energy and transform it, we become better able to respond peacefully in challenging situations. Empaths transmute energy, and this is a part of the healing process that we are born to regenerate. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's see what else. I'm hearing to shuffle one more time. 31, invoking guides, gods, and guardians. Yes, this is another very powerful way to transmute that empathic energy. So the essential themes are getting to know the invisible helpers around us, trusting that we have a non-physical network of support, discovering which beings, deities, and frequencies we best align with. In many ways, this card reminds us of our ancestors. Regardless of which genetic lines that we may hail, everyone's lineage can be tracked to the earth-based communities that were deeply in touch with nature and spirits with the unseen realm. Even if we don't know it or we don't always feel it, spiritual guardians and guides always surround us. They come in and out of our lives for specific purposes. Many empaths, myself included, whoever wrote this book, struggle with perceiving spirit guides and guardians, but can. And let me just tell you guys when it talks about struggling with perceiving spirit guides and guardians, for my entire life, I was scared of all of the entities I saw around me because they were scary as, trust me, you don't want to see what your angels and your guides look like. You might get scared as all hell. It took me years and years of being afraid and then knowing that these are my spirit guides to where I had to really adjust. Okay. But yeah. So spirit guides and guardians, but can be much more easily in contact with gods and deities because they exist on a different plane than spirit guides. Spirit guides and guardians exist closer to our own physical world. In the spirit realm, while deities exist on a higher dimensional frequency, spiritual folks from many different backgrounds believe that the gods created humankind as life on earth. Others believe that humankind created the gods. Neither of these viewpoints negate the gods' validity. They are very much real regardless of their genesis. In fact, are these two perspectives even mutually exclusive? This card can be viewed as a call to more deeply research and engage with the unseen realm because everyone is more attuned to different things. For some people, this could be the fairy realm. For others, this could be the realm of the ascended masters. And for others, this could be the realm of spirit animals and so forth. Finding what energies align with you is going to be very important when it comes to exploring your gifts. A handful of empaths are attuned to the ability of mediumship, contacting humans and animals who have passed away yet remained earthbound. Specialized skills such as these should be honed with years of practice and a healthy amount of discernment. Remember, we can't do everything, and there are specialists for reasons. Okay. For example, I may be an empath who is naturally aligned with the animal realm, while my friend may be an empath who is aligned with the realm of plants and gemstones. We have our unique callings and abilities. This card encourages you to explore your specialty while keeping in mind that the empathy itself is a strictly emotional experience. As a result, your empathic speciality will be directly tied to your emotions and emotions experience with those on other planes. It doesn't really matter what your understanding of the other world is or not. Even a hard and fast atheist can gain sense and comfort from asking the universe for support, even if it's not entirely clear what that means. By the way, I just pray that for the highest light, the highest wisdom, and the highest truth to be revealed in all of these readings. And I pray that the Most High God be with us now, archangels be with us now, and help me get this message put out to the universe. The entire universe is contained within us. Yes, yes, and yes, that's actually very true. By invoking and evoking, we call. So invoking is when you draw something from the outside inside yourself. Okay. Like I invoke the goddess so-and-so. Okay. Evoking is taking that force that exists already within you and it's drawing it out into the external. So that's the difference between the both of them. By invoking, evoking, or calling upon external forces, we simultaneously awaken these aspects within ourselves, as the ancient alchemical axiom states, as above, so below, as within, so without. We are reflections of the divine. Like the Bible says, we were created in the image and the likeness of God. Because God is all, there is nothing that God is not. Because empaths are spiritual souls by nature, we are able to tap into the energy of certain emotions and cosmically invoke it into ourselves. For example, if I need extra courage and confidence on a particular day, I may close my eyes for a few moments, take some deep breaths, and verbally ask the spirits of courage and confidence to surround me. This will enter my sphere. I do not even need to know them by name or form. You don't. We empaths can tap into frequencies. Some people feel comfortable working with the realm of angels or archangels. Others feel more attuned to their ancestors or Valkyries. Others are more attuned to specific gods, goddesses, and the all-encompassing God, the universal spirit. There's great versatility in our ability to summon help from the outside, and it's up to us to discover the methods that best fit our personal beliefs, experiences, and spiritual constitutions. Yes. Oops. These are humongous cards. Much bigger than normal size cards. Establishing emotional boundaries. Okay, there is somebody in the collective. Now I'm toning into the energy. There is somebody in the collective that you need to establish emotional boundaries with. Why? Because this person keeps pushing in on your emotional boundary, and I feel like they are trying to enter your sphere. So okay. Distinguishing our energies and emotions from those of others. This is the next step for you. Recognizing boundaries with other people, contemplating nuances of emotional and energetic exchanges. The image for this card is the only one that has a clear separation between the two people depicted. It symbolizes the emotional separation that we must undergo without losing our empathy. Both individuals in this card's artwork are absorbing vibrations from the other, but they don't lose their independent stability in the process. This is a very big deal, you guys, because a lot of the times as empaths, we feel almost victimized by this energy that enters our sphere. And when somebody else is trying to push our emotional boundaries, it causes us to have to push back. So pulling this card is a direct call to action for all highly empathic and emotional sensitive individuals. This card necessitates the establishment of boundaries between that which is emotionally yours and that which is emotionally theirs. And you can say to the universe this simple statement, use it as a technique to call your energy back to you and to separate, say what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours. That's a very clear way of saying, will take care of what's my responsibility, what's my karma, and what's your karma, your responsibility, you will take care of. So it says that, yeah, you want to be able to find out if it's your energy or if this energy belongs to another person, to a society, or is the result of social conditioning. Although it can seem dreadfully hard, especially at first, it is our duty to recognize which emotions belong to us and which emotions belong to an external party or parties. This is not exclusive, because you don't want to be walking around a very highly intuitive empath your entire life, walking around with somebody else's energy, and then they're walking around with your energy. And the only reason that's able to happen is because you don't know yourself. That's why getting to know yourself is so important. There's no reward. So it says this does not include social conditioning that we've experienced over time as we are able to absorb and hold on to difficult emotions from the past. There is no reward in simply entering another person's emotional reality and remaining there. There's just no point in that. You do not need to empathize with everyone, nor do you need to agree with everyone. For example, if you don't like sports, don't pretend to like sports. You can, however, empathize with someone's sport-fueled excitement without invalidating their feelings. We interact with people in person, on the phone, online, or through various other mediums. If at any point you feel uncomfortable or feel exhausted from an exchange, you have the right to kindly draw a boundary. You might say, it's been great talking, but I need to take care of X, Y, and Z. Or you could just not talk to the person that's causing you to feel that way. But again, if this is a parent, then you have to talk to them, but you can use things like, it's been great talking, but I need to let you go. I have other things I need to do. And then take some time to meditate to clear that person's energy out of your field, and then you can move on with your life. So, or you may change your body language to indicate that you need to politely excuse yourself. If all else fails, go to the bathroom for a breather. We empaths often naturally assume that everyone is as open as we are. Yes, we do think that way. It's a tough, because that's the only way that we know how to be. And so we just think that other people are the same. So it's a tough lesson to learn that people have their boundaries, many of them based in ego or identity that we cross without realizing. We can gain greater awareness and empowerment by mentally taking a step back in social situations to analyze the emotional energy of the moment. It takes a lot of practice for extremely empathic people to discover the best ways to politely yet firmly draw and recognize social boundaries, as well as distinguish our emotions from the emotions of others. This card reminds us that it's not only possible, but it's also necessary. It's necessary on the empathic journey. Practice makes perfect. So the more that you practice drawing up these emotional boundaries, you can just envision a white light in between you and this other person, and say, I give the energy of this other person up to the Most High God, and I give my energy up to the Most High God, and you can let God sort it out. Or you can say, I clear my energy of all empathic energy that I picked up from anyone or anything else, and anything that's triggered within myself. Embracing sensuality as union. Okay. So this card says understanding sensuality as both physical and spiritual, gaining a positive relationship with the senses and the sexuality, releasing ideas of shame and low self-image. This is a card of pleasure. The sensual figure shown in the painting is choosing to embrace experiences of the senses as a bridge to deeper spiritual fulfillment. This card is not necessarily sexual, but sexuality can very much be linked to sensuality as a form of pleasure and bonding, whether it's with ourselves or to be shared with another person. We find ourselves experiencing reality through our senses. Empaths are sensitive individuals, and the sensitivity is not restricted to the emotional plane. Our physical senses are heightened because we naturally link our experiences to our emotions. When it comes to sexuality, we empaths must reclaim sensory related wounds that we have. This is a lengthy but necessary process, and it is very difficult to do alone. You always have your spirit guides, so you're never alone. If you have sexual or otherwise abuse related wounds, this card could be coming up for you because of that. And that's coming to the forefront, not to cause you to be re-triggered, sweetie, but just so that you can heal from it. Because again, if you do have sexual or otherwise abuse related wounds, please consider seeking therapy or some other options that can help you process trauma. Therapy, going to a doctor. Again, I'm not any of those things. I'm not any of those things. I can never replace your doctor, your physician, your therapist, but there are people out there that can help you with this type of energy. So if this is coming up and it resonates for you, don't sit on it. Don't sit on it and allow that wound to fester. Take some action to heal that. And we do that today by acknowledging it. This card tells you that it's unnecessary to carry traumatic imprints. It's just really, there's no other word than unnecessary that could really hit the nail on the head that way. The time has come to reclaim yourself and love who you are. You are meant to be sovereign and free. Pleasure can be addicting if it's not controlled. The pleasures of our senses can lead to spiritually engaging experiences, and these are most profoundly had when we experience self-control and choose to utilize sensuality in its many forms as a special metaphysical catalyst. Empaths are emotional navigators. We don't tend to judge people by their gender identity, sexuality, orientation, or kinks, as long as everything is consensual, legal, and no one is getting hurt. When we do judge people's gender and sexuality in a negative light, this is rooted to our own insecurities and our own upbringing. Absolutely. So, suggestions for action: we must choose to disengage from ideas of shame. Shame is a horrible emotion. I would never want any of you guys walking around feeling shameful. Just get rid of that. Whatever thought is causing that, get rid of it. We throw that one in the garbage, or all of those. If it's many thoughts, we throw that in the garbage. We don't need that. This card urges, like, the only reason this sexuality stuff is coming up is because somebody has been traumatized and imprinted on it. It just needs to be healed. It's literally not anything more complicated than that. Most importantly, this card directs us to release sensual shame and replace it with a confident grace. Yes, sexual prowess, replace it with that. Think about ways by which you can deepen your relationship to the world. Bring focus to the physical senses of taste, touch, sight, smell, and hearing. That's a very good way to get grounded. Okay, you bring your awareness into your taste, into your sight, into your smell, into your hearing, into your touch. That's a very good way to get grounded in your reality. So it says, take note of how these senses from your relationship with your experience of reality and unite your spirit with the divine. Additionally, examine your relationship to sexuality. The more balanced we are in these spheres, the better we can hold our own emotional energy as energy we absorb, because there won't be us when we heal that is drawing in that empathic energy from somebody else. So this is like when you're an empath and you actually heal from something, you get to learn that you almost get like an immunity from it when you heal. 33, awareness of cosmic influences. Okay, so analyzing our relationship to astrology and the cosmic metaphysics, gaining a deeper understanding of the planets and the zodiac, approaching various forms of astrology with curiosity and wonder. In this card, humankind actively becomes a mirror of the universe. Microcosm meets macrocosm. As above, so below. The silhouette on this painting is bursting with cosmic energy. At the same time, a single speck of light drops from above. As this figure gazes upon the external force, they are thereby becoming more aware of themselves. Now, the cosmic bodies and their metaphysical influence allure a great many empaths. Astrology itself is not a single meta science, but it has numerous layers, levels, and cultural interpretations. The world of astrology is just that, an entire world that varies throughout time and culture. When this card is pulled, it's important for you to explore the influence of the planets in some way, shape, and form. This could be in the form of studying your zodiac chart or your birth chart, okay, or getting a professional natal chart casting, or by studying the gods associated with each planet in the solar system. Everyone's approach to astrology will be experimentally different. So start where you feel the most comfortable. For example, if a person drawing this card is intricately familiar with Western tropical astrology, maybe it's time to just study some Vedic astrology, Chinese Taoist astrology, Western sidereal astrology, or another field. So it could be another aspect of astrology. As with all oracle decks, a card's meaning will shift depending on each person who draws the given card. The interpretive possibilities are plenty. Just remember one thing, that we are not victims to our natal charts. They are blueprints regarding the lessons that we have come back to learn in this incarnation, not behaviorable fallback. So, all right. It may help you to study your birth chart significantly so that you can see what your north node, which is your higher self purpose, what planets fall in the north node and what planets and zodiacs fall in the south node for you. Meditating and reflecting, 38. I think we'll probably be the last card, or maybe we'll do two more. Okay, so 38 at the end. Okay. Taking a step back from the daily grind in order to gain perspective, remembering that spiritual balance must come before all else, researching and utilizing practices of mindfulness in daily life. The complex image on this card represents the pure inner power we can achieve through meditation. Inner silence releases a tremendous potential and creates space for the new energy and ideas to come about. Out of this space, our lives can gain new direction because limiting thoughts will not constrict our innate wisdom. There are times during which we must pull back for a little while and allow ourselves to go within. Sometimes we can simply cut ourselves a break. Meditation has a different meaning to everyone. All cultures and spiritual paths embrace some type of meditation and reflection to connect the individual with the divine. There are innumerable methods of meditation. It does not merely involve sitting in silence, although it certainly can, because everyone is wired differently. What works best for one empath may not work best for another. As empaths seeking the spiritual core within ourselves, we can aid in our emotional and psychological balance, especially when the going gets tough. When the mind is overwhelmed, a little break can go a long way. Meditating and reflecting on life can help invoke a sense of peace and tranquility when life's experience seems all too much. Indeed, meditation is a much healthier response than engaging in excessive drinking, drugs, sex, video games, gambling, junk food, gossip, and other potential addictions. Mindfulness is a concept that every empath should research, and this card encourages you to do so. When we take a step back from the emotions that all too often seem to control us, we can become more full as human beings and can more easily navigate the lessons that we inevitably experience in life. Because the practice of meditation can take so many forms, it's essential to research different practices. Beyond that, it's wise to experiment by putting them into action. Whether it's 5 minutes, and this is absolutely true, whether it is 5 minutes of visualization or 20 minutes of breath work in the evening, meditation and reflection has limitless manifestations. When planning personal time, it's worth noting that within religious and philosophies rooted in ancient India, Hinduism, Sikhism, I don't know how to spell that, Buddhism and Jainism, meditation and yoga are inseparable. In fact, they are synonymous. All meditation is yoga and all yoga is meditation. For those who don't like sitting still, a mindful walking meditation may resonate well. Simply take a walk outside and slowly experience what the world has to offer. While walking, become aware of yourself walking. Become aware of the sensory experience. In order to cultivate mindfulness, you may wish to bring the experience to your mind by thinking words that apply to what you're experiencing. For example, walking, smelling, looking, mountain, grass, raindrop, sun, and so on. This technique of walking meditation is utilized in many schools of Eastern thought and within other philosophies that encourage a person to become an observer rather than an experiencer. And when you can become the observer of your thoughts, then you're not going to be personally engaging with them and AKA giving them more power and energy. Okay. Do one more card, you guys, and then I'll let you go. Opening to dreams and visions. So be aware that you may have some dreams that bring forward more information for you. Let's see. Okay, understanding the significance of dreams and intuition, differentiating between visionary symbolism and literalism, researching the workings of the brain and theories of consciousness. The world of dreams and visions have entered the figure in this picture. The boundary between dreams and reality has been abolished. The world of magic has found an access to the individual depicted. Fixed mental structures have given way to a fluidity of thought that enables them to access the magic of imagination at any time. Every person is skilled in different ways. This is a part of what makes humankind so beautiful. Those of us who are highly empathetic tend to be more open to abstract symbolism, which is why we are natural artists, thinkers, and visionaries. Yes, yes, and yes. Visions can come in numerous forms. For some, this is divination, of which there are numerous methods. And for others, this comes more naturally during sleep or deep meditation. It is important to pay attention to visions and ideas that we receive, but to also have a strong sense of discernment. When it comes to these things, this is because symbolism can sometimes be misinterpreted through the subjective personal lens of self. We see things through a certain lens. Everybody does. Keep in mind that our present perceptions, beliefs, and behaviors are a result of past experiences and interpretations about life and reality. If true visionary experiences occur, empaths need to make an effort to discern that which is based on our own past experiences versus that which may be externally derived. This card bridges the conscious mind with the unconscious or the subconscious mind. The nature of the card is somewhere in between worlds, connecting the seen and the unseen. Keep in mind that the subconscious means underconscious, that which is below our radar or conscious awareness. The unconscious is the realm of unseen things that are imperceptible to the conscious mind. This may include deeply repressed traumas and shadow aspects, as well as subtle unseen things such as attractions, aversions, or intuitions that dictate our daily behavior without us even knowing it. Waking and dreaming visions can provide clarity or can provide confusions. Our brains are highly active during sleep and within deeply meditative or ecstatic states as we process past experiences in symbolic forms. Dreams are very much psychological. The astral plane and the dreaming plane are intricately linked to our thoughts and emotions, which form the scenarios we experience in the dreamscape. This card encourages you to more deeply explore the world of dreaming and psychic vision. There is much to be learned. For some, deep meditation, dance, or ritual are preferred methods to receive vision and insight. For others, divination and core shamanic based practices can help provide these insights for ourselves and for others. When it comes to dreaming, dream journals, yes, one of the best things you could ever do is start a dream journal. And every morning you have that dream journal just sitting by your bed with a pen so that when you get up, the first thing you do is you go to that dream journal, then you go to the bathroom. Or you could be even going to the bathroom while writing in the dream journal if that's possible. But I'm literally dream journal is a very important thing. There's also an app you can download that's called Dream Journal, or maybe it's just called Dream, but it is a dream journal where you can voice in or type in your dreams and the date that you had them and how you slept. So yeah, another method of recording dreams is to keep a recording device near the bed in order to log dreamscape experiences before post-sleep amnesia kicks in. The sooner that we can document our dreaming experiences, even if they seem totally abstract at the time, the more freedom that we have interpreting the states of consciousness and the messages that we are attempting to deliver. Okay, you guys, so we had transforming empathic absorptions, invoking guides, gods, and our guardians, establishing emotional boundaries, embracing sensuality as a union, awareness of cosmic influences, meditating and reflecting, and opening to doors, dreams, and visions. All right. Thank you guys for being here with me today. Thank you for engaging and being interested in all of this. Okay. Know that God loves you. Know that you're safe and protected. Please like this video. Please share it if you feel compelled to share it. Hit that notification bell and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Okay. All right. I'm wishing you guys lots of love and sending you air hugs. Okay. Until the next reading, peace be with you and know that you guys are loved. All right. Try to implicate the stuff that we talked about in this reading today, and your empathic experience will go so much better. Okay. Peace be with you guys.